Obama is spending his non-retirement pining away, let's face it, for that bygone era when liberals dominated all media platforms.
Whether it was Cronkite or Brinkley or what have you, there was a common set of facts, a baseline around which both parties had to adapt and respond to. And by the time I take office, what you increasingly have is a media environment in which, if you are a Fox News viewer, you have an entirely different reality than if you are a New York Times reader.
Oh, yeah, it is entirely different. We see the world as it is, while the New York Times and certain other networks sell their own version of reality. And oftentimes that version of reality is one where all those flyover people in the middle of the country, they kind of just fade away to be replaced by hipper, cooler progressives and maybe some socialist urbanites. Well, some of us on talk radio, and the president despises talk radio, we actually speak with the so-called deplorables every day. We actually saw Trump's victory coming, while the so-called erudites said, who live and die by every headline on the old gray lady, were confident right up until the end that Hillary Clinton was going to win. But the real reason Obama detests Fox, talk radio, pretty much any conservative website, is because he prefers life kind of the way it was or is today on college campuses. Well, where diversity of thought is largely non-existent, and where violators of vague community standards are punished or shunned. And meanwhile, where sycophants and toadies, certain liberal ideals or people, enjoy special privileges and nonstop accolades from professors for their courage and their insight. Well, guess what? Millions of Americans are actually glad. They either didn't even go to university or they're glad that they live now in something called the real world. They actually graduated, and they prefer news sources and commentary where their own values are not under constant assault and ridicule by the so-called elites. But Barack Obama kind of has contempt for a lot of those values, at least a lot of the values you and I hold dear, and he doesn't have all that much respect for any American who doesn't think like he does. Now, this line last night made it clear he hasn't learned much of anything since his snide, bitter clinger comments.
Adapt quickly enough to the fact that there were people being left behind and that frustrations were going to